Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We're here at 5th Cloud Expo. My goodness me, how do we get to 5, Bert? I have with me Bert Amijo, 3Tera, and I should now say 3Tera. Shall I say 3Tera stroke CA, or do I just say plain, straight out CA?
At the moment, it's 3Tera, a CA company.
So 3Tera, a CA company. I love it.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to be here again. And this is our 5th show as well, so glad to be here all this time.
And congratulations, obviously, on being acquired. I mean, how does it feel?
It's great. I mean, we've been at this now for 5.5 years before anybody knew what cloud computing was. We've ridden the wave of interest with the customers, all the people that have come on board, all the service providers, and now to have the recognition from CA and now to have the resources of CA come on board with us and help us to promote cloud computing to all the users out there. It's great.
But that's really the thing, isn't it? But the reason, I believe anyway, the reason 3Tera has been acquired is you did it the right way. Technology first, customers next. This is a validation, but you didn't just go sneaking off hoping to be acquired. You've earned it, I'm thinking.
It was 5.5 years of very hard work, but it was also a lot of fun. We've had a lot of good customers, a lot of interesting use cases, a lot of times where the technology twisted in ways we didn't quite expect when we got started, but that's always the case with the IT business. I mean, users know what they need, and then once we show them what's possible, they come back and beat us over the head and say, no, you have to twist it a little bit. So we've gone through that for the last couple of years, and it's been an interesting ride, hard at times. But now we get to go take this to the rest of the market and make it the standard way that everybody does business.
Right, the next level. What was it? What was the secret sauce before we move on to the future? What was the secret sauce that made 3Tera? Because, okay, it's great, 5.5 years old, that's prescient, but we're not saying 55 years old. So there were a lot of other people, and yet you were always the benchmark company. Always, 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 always. I could argue it's because you kept with us at Cloud Expo and grew with us. But I'm thinking that probably it wasn't that simple. What do you think it was, Bert?
Well, I think we did a couple of things that were unique. So one, we focused on creating a turnkey system for service providers. So we focused as much on the cost of operating the cloud as we did on the use cases for the cloud users.
Right.
And then the second thing we did is we focused on more than just virtual machines. We focused on infrastructure, parameterization, and the ability to package entire applications to the point where you can take an app that runs on 100, 200 servers and move it from one data center to another with a single command. And other people are still focusing on virtual machines. So those two things I think were very unique to 3Tera, and at this point nobody else has copied them.
They were the differentiators. Well, it obviously worked. So then flipping to the future, as you say, now a CA company, massively more resourced. How does that change one's goals? I mean, I'm thinking it's not coming, no disrespect to CA, but it's not probably coming from above. It's, okay, now we've done this thing. Tell us the new exciting ways that you can take this. Does it work like that?
Well, CA shares a lot of the cloud vision with us. As you've seen, CA's made a lot of investments in the cloud over the last few months. So they have a new cloud business unit. We're organized specifically on leveraging cloud. And a large part of that is we see roles changing a little bit. So we see the ability to manage applications or services, which is what people really are concerned about, as being very important in the future of IT instead of just managing machines and entities and units. Secondarily, one of the things we saw over the last 12 to 18 months as we worked with larger and larger enterprises is you can't set up separate process management for cloud versus traditional IT. Otherwise, what happens is you end up with parallel process management, and all the money you save on cloud just went away because I have to set up processes. So it's important that we start looking at how do we marry the process management on top of cloud and traditional IT. And partnering up with CA and becoming part of that is very potent in being able to do that, because CA, of course, is huge in process management, huge in traditional data center management, and now we're the leader in cloud as well. So we're going to pull all of that together in a way that allows IT to be much more efficient and bring the future together with the past in kind of a seamless fashion.
So you can see why this acquisition was made. These guys would most people be checking out to Hawaii, but no, Bert Amijo, he's found a new massive problem set to just throw these new resources at. I mean, you are a great advertisement for technology as a career, if you ask me.
Well, after doing this for 32 years, I've seen the patterns a couple times, and I've been to Hawaii a couple times. So
it's not without its rewards.
It's time to have. It's actually a lot of fun to go into customers, bring in new technology, help them solve huge intractable problems. And there's some pain points along the way, but it's also a lot of fun, which is why I keep doing this. Nobody got into IT because they liked boring, repetitive tasks. This industry attracts the brightest, the most creative people, and when we turn them loose and we release them from things like data management, server management, they really can go solve big problems, and that's where the fun comes in.
There is that sense you're helping propel everybody forward.
I certainly hope so. Otherwise, I'm doing the wrong things.
No, you are. What about the show? I mean, it's been growing pretty nicely.
This is the largest one yet, and we've had a lot of traffic in the booth today. A lot of great sessions, a lot of great announcements. It's great to see other companies coming on and bringing in new products.
Sense of the rising tide.
Oh, it's an exciting space to be in. This reminds me of the very early days of the web or the very early days of networking. It's just a whole lot of new things coming out all the time that we just can't quite anticipate. So it's fun to come to the shows and see what everybody's doing.
Well, we're going to see you at the next one. I'm hoping. Don't go sneaking off to retirement.
No. I'll be here. I'm just going to have a slightly different business card is all.
That's the spirit. Bert Amijo, always a pleasure to catch up with you, sir. See you at the next one, and hopefully our viewers too will continue watching the 3Tera story and seeing how they take their DNA into a huge organization like CA. Thank you again, and thank you for joining us out there on the World Wide Web.